It's 7 o'clock in the morning. You can hear it.
Star 101.5.
The sounds of a city waking up. We're all in a hurry. Gotta get to work. Can't be late. We flip the radio dials. We don't want to miss anything. Some of us flip to Star 101.5 and hear this. We hear nothing. We hear nothing, but we feel it. We feel the power of prayer. Yes, prayer.
I want to say that was the most incredible thing I just experienced, what you did on the radio.
This morning at 7, people everywhere prayed for a boy fighting for his life at Seattle's Children's Hospital, prayed for Marcus Nagel Jr., who's just 18 months old, prayed for him because of his heart and lung condition, and because his father asked us to.
And I just would like to hear maybe a prayer put out on the radio for him, because he got a cold, just a regular cold, like every normal kid may get. And it put him in the hospital, really, really sick. And he's fighting for his life right now.
We felt like we had to do something and seize the moment and help him, because it was asking so little.
I think we were all pretty choked up in here. I mean, I don't think there was a dry eye in the building.
That call.
Because he needs every prayer he can get right now.
That call for help.
I wanted people to hear about Marcus.
That call for prayer was answered.
If you don't mind, I want to do something right now. Okay, why don't we just take 10 seconds and pray good thoughts, a healing hand, and God's grace over Marcus and his family.
Something extraordinary happened this morning.
I'd like to say thank you, and God bless you all for taking that time to say that prayer.
We stopped thinking about ourselves for a moment to help a family we didn't know. And yes, we prayed.
Put some perspective what I thought my day was like. His day is worse.
It's the universal language. When a kid is in need and a parent is hurting, who can't stop for 10 seconds and pray for him?
John Sharify, Como 4 News, Seattle. I'd hoped to do an interview with Marcus's father today, an update on how his boy was doing. He'd been making tremendous progress, how I wanted to tell that story. I'd hoped little Marcus would be out of the hospital by now. I wanted to go to their home in Monroe, watch Marcus play, and we'd laugh. There is no laughter today, only tears. Marcus took a turn for the worse. He's back in intensive care. This boy who has a heart and lung condition and had to be rushed to Children's Hospital after he came down with a bad cold. His father, so desperate.
Because he needs every prayer he can get right now.
He called on all of us to pray for his boy.
I didn't know what to do. So I said to Kent and Alan, I said, I think we should take this call right now and take it
Mark
on the air.
Nagel called Star 101.5 and made that desperate plea 10 days ago.
And I don't think there was a dry eye in the building.
That call for help.
He's fighting for his life right now.
That call for prayer was answered.
If you don't mind, I want to do something right now. Okay, why don't we just take 10 seconds and pray good thoughts, a healing hand, and God's grace over Marcus and his family.
Right after my first story aired, Marcus's father called me.
He heard his name being called out on the TV, and he opened his eyes and looked at that TV and reached his arm out towards it.
People everywhere prayed. Lori McCabe heard from people in Australia, Saudi Arabia, and they promised they could get their friends to pray in Israel and Hong Kong.
We really appreciate you calling.
Star 101.5 listeners and Como 4 viewers, keep calling.
That just broke my heart to hear that.
Desperate to know how Marcus is doing. Sadly, not good. And so we are all left to pray.
And even if they don't believe in God, what can it hurt for 10 seconds to think about a little boy?
John Sharify, Como 4 News, Seattle. I remember the last time I brought you the story of Marcus. I said how much I wanted to tell you he'd made a remarkable recovery. I envisioned Marcus, who was born with lung and heart problems, who'd been in intensive care because of a cold. I envisioned him playing at home, trying to touch our camera lens. We'd be laughing. But there were only tears that day I brought you Marcus's story. The 20-month-old had made a turn for the worse.
Because he needs every prayer he can get right now.
That call for prayer was answered when Kent of Kent and Allen asked us all to pray.
Okay, why don't we just take 10 seconds and pray good thoughts, a healing hand, and God's grace over Marcus and his family.
For 10 seconds that morning, we heard nothing on the airwaves, but we felt it, the power of prayer.
And even if they don't believe in God, what can it hurt for 10 seconds to think about a little boy?
That way, that way. Come here.
I'm happy to say those prayers have been answered. Marcus's lungs have cleared up, and he's feeling like himself again.
Say hi, Marcus. Hi.
Marcus is home, and just as I imagined, he's trying to touch the camera lens.
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody, and Marcus would too.
And as I had hoped, we're laughing about it. Something extraordinary happened that morning.
Hey, give me 5. Give me 5. Yeah, all right.
We stopped thinking about ourselves.
And another 5
Anybody
for
else?
Mom. All right.
Yeah.
And a 5 to the camera person. Yeah.
And our own problems to help a family we didn't know.
It's like having a newborn child all over again.
We prayed. Marcus's father says,
Thank you, guys. Thank everybody.
it worked. John Sharify, Como 4 News, Monroe.
Doesn't he?